Hey guys! Don't ask, I don't know. So, I haven't blogged in forever. And, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. One being my, Facebook page thing. It's like a fun page, Von Geheb. I will, write it down here. Here it is. Right here. Von Geheb. It's my, maiden German name. And, I've always said it sounded really cool, so I made a page, gosh, I don't even know how long ago, forever ago, and I kind of would put things on it from here and there, but I didn't really do much with it. Well, now I've really been getting into it and posting at least 5 things a day, so, I haven't been doing much videos. I mean, I've been doing videos. I do a video, like, every weekend, but I've been getting a little burnout, so I'm really putting myself into the Von Geheb page. So I'm still like a part of the YouTube life, thug life. I don't know what I'm doing. Gangsta. I'm so gangster. Well, anyway, so I've been doing a lot of that, and to kind of still be a part of the YouTube world without constantly videoing things, because honestly, I've just sort of run out of things to do. A lot of projects I've been planning have been kind of put on hold, and, I haven't been thrifting as much because, let's face it, I'm broke. So I've just been sort of here and there. I've been trying to make up for it by doing a lot more, like, holiday stuff. Like, I did 2 videos kind of for Mother's Day, and I've just been doing a lot of more, like, family things. So I'm hoping that that's awesome to you guys, Give me a thumbs up if you like that nonsense. And I've seen a lot of things about, my hat's crooked. There's this thing going around, I don't know where it originated from, but there's this woman, a woman who's taking all these photos called, like, the 4th trimester. And I originally saw it on Upworthy, which is where I found it. I don't think that's the source, though. I'm pretty sure it's probably from a blog or something from that sort. Anywho, so, what was I doing now? Something to do with things that I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not wearing makeup. That's kind of cool. Oh, right. 4th trimester. Okay, so she takes all these pictures of moms after they've given birth, and like what the body looks like after having a baby. It's hard to get back to the size you were before. Some women do. Their bodies tend to just go back to the way it was. Other women, like myself, have not had that. I'm not saying I'm mad because some women can, go right back to the way they looked right before the baby. And, I mean, that does kind of suck. But, honestly, I think it's society that makes it horrible when it's really not. I mean, you had a baby. And even if people give you crap like, your kid's 15, I'm like, yeah, but I had a baby at one point. You look really creepy. You're just inching in the background. Go clean your room, you bum.
Hello, I am just going to clean my room now.
So with this 4th trimester project, I really liked it. I think I posted on the Von Geheb page, and I really wanted to talk about it just because, I don't know, people just seem to be given, like, a lot of people were, like, upset by it. They're like, why would you put these? Well, it wasn't just that the women were in, like, bras and underwear, but who weren't, typically thin or whatever, but they had, like, their naked babies in their hands. It's a baby. and it's naked. And I'm not saying that there aren't perverts out there who probably looked at it or whatever, but if we stopped doing things like this just because we were so worried about what others would say or do or think, then what's the point? I mean, you can't just stress out about things that are inevitable or that you can't really change. But I still think it was a really strong message, and I'm really glad they're doing it. And I think they're still doing it. I actually was thinking, like, if they ever came here, like, I would be interested in doing that. And there was another thing I saw. It was Shape magazine had declined, or they told this woman, okay, so like this woman was, I believe, like 300 pounds or so, and she had lost a lot of weight, or she's in like, I think like in the 130-40 range now. So she'd lost a whole bunch of weight, and Shape magazine was like, hey, we would really like a picture and your success story, and we want to do an article on you. And she's like, awesome, that sounds great. So she sends in a picture of herself in a bikini, and they felt it was distasteful. And the reason being was because she had a lot of leftover skin and, you know, baggage from losing all the weight. And they're like, you know, is there another picture you could send us? And she goes, well, why? And I really wanted to do the one of the bikini because I'm really proud of that picture. And she sure as hell should be. And they're like, well, we want to promote success stories. I'm sorry, you're just too flabby. You can't be on here. And it's like, really? Really? So, I mean, they didn't say the flabby part. That was my own input. But still, I mean, I think it was a success story. I mean, a lot of women have that issue where it's kind of hard to, you know, make the flabby skin into muscle. I mean, you can work really hard at it, but even then, you may not completely get rid of it. And I think it's just this whole body image thing, you know? It's like, I'm so proud of these women who are doing these projects and who are just like, the woman was like, well, I don't want to be in your magazine if you can't show the truth. So she put it on her blog and did a huge blog about it, and she got lots of praise. I mean, everyone gets negative comments, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a couple a-holes out there going like, you're fat and ugly, nobody wants to date you. But you know what? You really can't. Just screw those people. They're so not worth your time. And I was just like, yeah, because I was just, a lot of these women in these pictures, I have that body, like I look like that. And it was really nice to see that not everyone has super flat abs. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, kudos to you for working really hard. But, you know, not everyone strives for something like that. Like, I don't want to spend my entire day just constantly trying to sculpt my body. I work out. Yeah, I've actually been working out really well. I have been taking a couple personal days, though, because I was so worn out over the weekend. So I haven't been as motivated. But I did work out and mow the lawn yesterday. So I think I did pretty well. And I worked out for about a half hour, which I do like every day. I didn't work out today. I didn't really get a chance to. That and I was kind of lazy today, let's be honest. But it rained and everything, so I was planning on going out and like playing outside. But that was not the case. Sorry, I had this microphone thing in my hand. It was distracting. So I've just been really, I guess because for a while there, I was actually falling back into like my high school self, which was horrible because in my high school days, I was so self-conscious. I hated my body. I hated everything about me. I thought I was the most ugliest, you know, horrible person ever. And I was constantly talking down to myself. A lot of self-hate going on and a lot of, like, you know, shaming myself and telling myself that I was just, like, not worth it. And, you know, it doesn't matter how many people give you compliments or whatever. You never feel pretty. You never feel beautiful. And I'd had a couple instances not too long ago that sort of like made me fall back into that. And I was like, I was so happy to finally be out of it for these past like 2 years of my life. And I was so devastated to be falling back into it. And I mean, I'm sure it happens from time to time, but I was just having a really, really tough time, like, feeling good about myself again, and I just hate that feeling. And I know a lot of girls out there struggle with this every day, and men, too. I mean, I feel like the world is just constantly crushing on you and trying to make you, you know, be something you're not. And this whole thing of, you know, what's beautiful and what's not. And it's like, it really is, it's true. It's what's in the eye of the beholder, you know. But if majority of the world and everyone's telling you they have to be this certain way, it's kind of hard to love yourself. But I think it's super, 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 super important to just, you have to block it out. I know it's hard, but you have to block it out. And I finally started feeling like my old self again, and like not falling back into that, you know, angsty stage in my life where I just felt horrible about myself. And I'm really glad that I don't feel that way anymore. And that's where the whole exercising every day came from. And, you know, starting to better myself, and I'm eating healthier. I've just been mixing vegetables with everything, basically. And I try not to eat as much. Like, I try, like, smaller portions, because I feel like if you have a big plate in front of you, you're going to try and eat it all. But if I small it down, I eat it all, and then I'm like, well, you know, I'm pretty full. I don't really need seconds. So that's another trick that's been really helping me out. You know, feel free and take any advice or ignore. You don't have to listen to me. But, like, that really helped me a lot with smaller portions. I calorie count, which helps me. Some people, it drives crazy. Like, don't do it if it drives you nuts, because it'll drive you nuts. For me, personally, it doesn't bother me. Like, I like kind of writing it down, just kind of like a little catalog of what I've eaten today, and I'm like, oh, you know, it just helps to remind me, like, I don't, like, tell myself, oh, you can't eat anymore because you already had 1,000 calories. I just say, like, well, I'm really hungry and I would like something sweet. I could go for this or this. Which one's a little less in calorie, probably a little healthier? I'll go for that one. It just kind of keeps me in check, as opposed to just, I'm going to have this fudge and this cake and this pizza. Just shove it, just unhinge my jaw and shove it in. You know what I mean? Just trying to make it a little bit easier for myself and not stress out about food. What are you doing? Oh, I've been watching the show Bones. I've kind of seen it on TV here and there. Was kind of interested, kind of not. But then I saw a snippet of an episode of one of the newest, that's a word, newest seasons where the main character, what's her name? Dr. Brennan, whatever her name is. She's awesome. First off, she's a really cool character. And the actress is awesome. Her and the other guy, I hope I'm not spoiling. This is a bit of a spoiler, but they have a baby together. And I was like, huh, so they do get together, which is probably one of the reasons why I never really watched the show, because I'm like, I hate that whole, like, cat and mouse of, like, I love you, we should totally be together, but something is constantly preventing us to be together, so we just keep avoiding it, or we ignore it, or we're dating somebody else, or we're about to get married to somebody else, but then you kiss me on my wedding day, kind of bull crap. And I was like, oh, they actually do get together. So if it weren't for that sheer fact that I actually know, because I hate that. I hate it in movies when they're like, it's going to be the most romantic movie ever. By the way, someone dies. I hate that crap. I don't want to watch a movie. I don't want to watch that. I like happy endings. Give me a happy ending. I don't want to be depressed all day. Like, Romeo and Juliet scarred me for life as a child. Well, as, like, a young teen. Because I was like, they both die? Like, what? Why? Why did they both have to die? And why did they die at all? And they die for nothing. And everyone's like, no, they die to prove their love. I'm like, first off, Romeo was sweating some other girl, like, not even a week ago. And he was like, Rosalind, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. Oh, Juliet, wow, she's pretty. I'm in love again, so totally fine. My heart's not broken anymore. There's a new main squeeze kind of thing going on, and you're like, what? No one ever mentions that. No one ever mentions, by the way, that Romeo's kind of a man whore. And everyone's just like, but he's so sweet and cute, and he's Leonardo DiCaprio, so how can you not like him? Okay, that makes sense. And then this young teen girl, Juliet's just like, oh wow, he's so cute and sweet, and he killed my cousin, but you know, he's really hot. So, pros and cons, pros and cons. I think I'm gonna marry him. Sounds good. Sounds legit. And you just, like, for normal people, like, I watched the movie. Okay, the only movie I ever saw growing up was the Leonardo and Claire Danes version, and I really liked it. Meanwhile, did everyone forget that Paul Rudd's in that movie? He's the guy that her parents want her to marry, and he's just, like, totally oblivious, and he was like an astronaut at their costume ball. It's Paul Rudd, Paul freaking Rudd, and no one even notices him because he's just like super awesome guy. But I mean, come on, he's so sweet. She should have married him. It's Paul freaking Rudd. Okay, so everyone forgets that. Even myself, I forgot he was in that movie. And so you're just like, you watch that movie and you're like, oh, it's so sad, but it was such a true love. And then you grow up and I was in high school and I'm like, hold on. I actually read the book. I read the book and I was like, who is this Rosalind bitch everyone's talking about? And I'm like, where did she go? And I just realized all the nicks and you know, all the really like bad, it's like, what happened? William frickin' Shakespeare. Why did you do this? And it'll explain it in Shakespeare in Love because they totally wrapped that up. Because he was sweating a girl named Rosalind in that movie. And then all of a sudden she's cheating on him. So he's like, oh wait, I'll take this cross-dresser because she's awesome. Which she is awesome. And there's nothing wrong about cross-dressing. If you want to dress like a man or a woman or both, do it. But seriously, no. I was just like all about that movie, and then I grew up and realized how ridiculous it was. And it's like, it's not really a testament to love. It's a testament to being a teenage, hormonal, you know, irresponsible child. I mean, you're a kid, for God's sakes. Everyone's like, teen love's the best love. Twilight? Really? That's what you're going with? Like, Twilight's such a better love story because nobody dies. Technically, everyone dies. Except the wolves. And some of them get hurt a lot. Yeah, that happens. But it's like, but she gets to become a vampire and, like, be with her true love forever. Yeah, because a creepy elderly man who looks like he's 17 stalking you in your sleep and telling you he needs you, but he can't be with you because he might eat you because cannibalism's hot. That's what we want to go for? Sure. Let's just say sure. Honestly, one of the best love stories that I've ever seen was in a mini-series called North and South with Richard Armitage. Richard freaking Armitage, by the way. I don't think I'm saying that right. Is it Armitage? Armitage? I don't freaking know, but he is gorgeous. And he plays Mr. Thornton, an owner of a cotton mill. And you're just like, I don't know what's happening, but I am seriously into cotton now. I need to find all my sweaters while I watch this because I'm falling over head over heels for this dude. Which sounds like you're drunk because you're heels are over your head. But anyway, I digress. Oh my god, I love that miniseries. I died when I watched it. I was just like, I'm just so in love with everything that's happening. First off, Miss Hale, Margaret Hale, who is the leading lady, she's saucy, especially for that time period, because, you know, ladies weren't allowed to say what they wanted to say in the early, I believe it was 1800s. It was the industrial age. I'm not very good with dates. Don't quote me. Because there's a lot of times where a bunch of dudes are like, you don't know what you're talking about. And she's just like, She doesn't actually do that. But she's like, sorry, I totally burped. But she's like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. And I'll prove you wrong. And because it's what I do. She's so saucy. I love her. So I was immediately in love with her character. And then Mr. Thornton's like this hard ass, but he's super hot, and he has good reasons for being a hard ass, so you can't really just like judge by that. But it's the intimacy of being so close yet so far away type deal where you're like, you just don't, you just like, oh my god, just ravage each other, just do it, because I'm dying over here. And there's literally like one kiss scene, and it's satisfying, but you want more. But it's a miniseries, and it's not gonna do that. But it was really good. Another good one, I was kind of disappointed with, but just by the ending, it wasn't as, I don't know, epic as I was hoping, I suppose. But it was Paradise. It's another miniseries, BBC miniseries that I saw on Netflix. And it was really cool. And it was about a man who owned the store for like perfumes and ladies' wear and all this stuff. And it was called Paradise. And a young woman who starts working there, and she has all these really great ideas, and there's just a lot of things happening, but it's a really good story. I really like that one. Just the end, it was a good ending. Like it was a good ending, but it didn't end as amazingly as I was hoping. But I still think it's a good watch. So, North and South, which I'm pretty sure I've promoted before because it's one of my favorites. I bought the book. It was really hard to read because it's like super old English, and I just, with my dyslexia, it just was not working. But if it weren't for the show, I probably wouldn't have ever been able to read it. But I did find my favorite scenes within the book and tried to reread those, and so that was interesting. But there's a continuation that I've been dying to have, that I've been wanting for years, called A Heart from Milton, which was done by someone else. The book was originally done by Elizabeth Gaskell, I believe. Yeah, Elizabeth Gaskell. I don't know who did I say that? Is that right? I hope I'm not thinking of the Hunger Games right here. I don't remember her name. Anywho, a different person wrote A Heart from Milton, but it's kind of like a continuation of like them getting hitched and like what happens later on, which I was super excited about. So I've been trying to find that. If any of you know where it is or have a copy, send it my way, please. But yeah, I really want to see that or read it. And then, I think it's just called Paradise. I don't think it's called The Paradise, but look that up on Netflix. And gosh, there's so many. I love BBC. I really do. Wallander. Oh my god. It's like, I think there's like 4 seasons, and there's only like 6 episodes per season. They're each like an hour long, I think. Maybe 4 episodes, and I don't remember. But it's just, oh my god. I couldn't function because I was just constantly watching. It was like these amazing like murder mysteries. Every episode, it's just, it's so intense, and you really get into it, and your heart goes out to this guy, Wallander, who just, you know, go for the newer ones. I haven't seen the older one. There's like I think a 90s one, but I went for the later 2000s ones, and those were really good. It's got a really great actor in it, but I can't for the life of me remember his name. He was in Harry Potter. He played, what are you? Who are you? I know this guy. I know him. I know him. I believe his name is Kenneth Barnug? I don't know his last name. I'm sorry. But he played Gilderoy Lockhart in one of my favorites. Well, in the second Harry Potter film. It's not really my favorite Harry Potter film, but it's Harry Potter, so everything's my favorite. Oh, I totally did this thing on my Von Gehib page. Von Gehib. That's my, yeah. Anyway, I took the lyrics to, what's that thing? The Little Mermaid, a part of your world. Well, I took that and put Harry Potter lyrics to it, and I thought it was really funny. You might not think so, but I want to be where the wizards are. I want to see spell casting, flying around on those, what do you call them? Oh, brooms. Shaking your limbs, you don't get too far. Owls are required for hooting melee. Strolling around from what's that word again? Port key. Up where they operate, up where they run, up where they play Quidditch all day in the sun. Wizardess and free, wish I could be part of that world. So yeah, that's what's been going up with me. What's been going on with you guys? Comment down below. Bye. Ooh, look at my hand.